Welcome to the Ports Garrison. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.
Greetings. Welcome to the Ports Garrison. I am PD Point. Today is episode number 4 of the week that was, where I review topical issues in Jamaica. Anything that crossed my mind, anything that intrigued me, anything that made me go, So, to kick off, last week we spoke somewhat about corruption and the increasing incidences of corruption in Jamaica. Now, during the course of the week, we heard of Core employees being slapped with multiple charges in connection with more fraud. $69 million this time. A fourth woman has been charged in connection with this $1 million fraud discovered last year at Core Bank. It's incredible that part of what she's been charged for, along with her co-conspirators or three other persons charged, is cyber crimes, and she's been charged under the Cybercrime Act. So, uptown people, kind of uptown people, them chopping the line too, scamming like anybody else. And some of these are prominent people, well-known people in society. Well, you have to stop and wonder, because the stigma is often that is ghetto people and ghetto youth, them with the certain things, and thief and the white collar crimes still exist, and it's putting a bad rep on the Jamaican financial sector, and it needs to be curtailed by some way or the other. It needs to be curtailed. Now, I see where Prime Minister Andrew Holness says that the informal culture in the society and the narrative of lawlessness, and I'm quoting, for survival need to change, adding that the government has the support of the silent majority in enforcing law and order. The silent majority? So, the people of vocal have no interest in law and order being enforced in Jamaica, Mr. Prime Minister. And yet them silent, how them tell you, are them right here? He says, I don't want to be seen as the Prime Minister who is trying to stop people from eating of food, as there are those who will try to craft that narrative, pitting law and order against survival, that if we enforce the law, if we create order, the people won't survive, and that is in the minds of many Jamaicans. When it says by speaking in South Manchester. Mr. Barnes, I don't think anybody's putting this in people's mind. People have a freedom of thoughts, and they can come to their own conclusion without any narrative. So if you look on social media and see the videos and stuff, people are coming, it sounds like they're coming organically from their own thoughts. And I don't think that some people don't want, like, the majority of people in Jamaica want to see the back of this upsurge in crime and violence, Mr. Prime Minister. It's not just a certain majority. He said the hardships that we now experience are precisely because we do not have an even system of law and order where everyone can benefit from it. And that we must be debating, and what we must be debating now is how do we get this even, fair, transparent system of public order and the rule of law and order to benefit everyone. I agree, Mr. Prime Minister, we must make a rule apply equally to everybody. And as such, I'm suggesting to you that we start at the end of the stream. You. Why don't we start with you clearing up the issue with your declarations of assets? Huh? The Integrity Commission want to verify your declarations. They can't, Mr. Prime Minister. Lead by example. I saw where a prominent attorney was disbarred by the General Legal Counsel for defrauding a client. And he said that the GLC never acted on the matter for over 6 months. And a lawyer had to be contracted to take on the GLC. And I'm talking about law and order being seen to be equally dealt with for everybody, regardless of where you're from and who you are. Prime Minister, this is a lawyer with close connections to you. I've seen him said on many occasions that he's your lawyer in a lot of cases. So what is the issue here? Why did it take so long for the GLC to act? Is it because of connections and networking? Is it? What's going on? And tell me, what of the body that was found in a prominent attorney's house around 2016, I think? I think the case that they were investigating was a murder case, right? If we connect the dots on prominent attorney and prominent attorney, what is really happening here? And according to you, we must now be debating how do we get this even, fair, transparent system of public order and the rule of law for everyone to benefit. It must not only be for public order, it must be general across the board. The rule of law must be across the board for everybody. Nobody should be above the law regardless of how you're connected and who you're connected with, Mr. Prime Minister. I see there's a lot of talk for the last couple of weeks about the new Road Traffic Act and regulations and so on. And the Police Commissioner, High Commissioner of Police, Major General Anthony Anderson, to give him his proper title, said the new Road Traffic Act and regulations will play a big part in efforts by the police to improve public order. Anderson told a recent digital news briefing that they are a welcome change and a major milestone to improve road safety and are aligned with the modern traffic ticketing management system, TTMS, of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. The JCF has used a smart tech system to look up data on road users and vehicles, and this system is integrated into the TTMS, he said. Adding that the technology improves the efficiency of our officers and reduce undue delays for motorists. It's good that we have some computer system and some computerized system like database and all that. But question is every police station equipped with a police car? There was a debate the other day about that, and I wasn't convinced that every police station had cars and working cars. Is every car that's on the road, every police car on the road, equipped with computers that can access this software? So when they stop me, they can do a on-the-spot check. It's a question I'd really like to get an answer for. He said every car has the system in there that they can stop me and put in my license plate number and bring up infractions and so on. Is it so? And while on the subject of this, what of police seeking bribes? So the fines are all up. Police know people that want to pay 40,000. Are they going to try and ask you if it's left or right more so this time, so they want to collect some, for them own? And every single time I visited Jamaica, I have personally had an incident with police where they stopped me and tried to get me to buy them a drink or buy them lunch for no real reason. So in this new system now, you focus on higher penalties, higher fines for people, more points deductions. What about the police? How are you checking on them to make sure that they're not lying in their own pockets? That is something that we need to take a serious look at. You see, I'm talking about the revenues that are coming in. See, the Prime Minister has dismissed public criticism that the heavy fines in the new Road Traffic Act are not much more than a revenue measure for government. So there's nothing to gossip. But I saw in Parliament a few weeks ago one minister say they've done that before. So they have used this as a revenue tool before. Why should we think it's anything different this time around? And I have seen numbers being already around the place showing how much tickets have been issued so far and how much money have been collected so far. So that's the first thing we've already been exposed to. Now, here's what the Prime Minister had to say.
The incorporation of new measures to improve road safety, which may have financial penalties. It is not designed as a revenue measure. The government has no real interest in earning money from bad behavior. It is there as a penalty to prevent bad behavior. So I've taken careful note of this argument being presented, that the fines are too high, which is effectively to say that we want lower fines so that we can pay them and continue to breach. The idea of the high fine is to say to you, don't breach. We're not interested in the money, we're interested in your safety. I think that needs to be said.
So what was the part this time, Mr. Bryce, to tell you to zip it? You know what? Public transport operators have doubled down on their pleas for fair treatment from government in regards to the new road traffic law, calling for more traffic courts across the island, especially in Kingston and in St. Andrew. So basically the man must say, we're willing to pay, but there were fines. But it's too much time and effort have to spend wasting to just try to get paid the ticket now. Or if we take the to court, police not turn up, waste on their time, one bag of things. So you need to have more traffic courts across the island, especially in Kingston and St. Andrew, and that's a call that I would support. You know what I'm saying? Even though as a traffic operator, a public transport operator, I would support that call. In another matter, moving right along, I see the leader of the opposition, Mark Golden, is disappointed that the government rebuffed his attempt to table a bill to amend the Road Traffic Act earlier last week. When Golden sought leave and his permission, basically permission from the House to introduce the Road Traffic Amendment Act 2018, which would address the child restraint issue plus other things, the government uses majority to defeat his move. Now, somebody told me that this is par for the course in the parliament, and it's just how it is, and I can't accept that somebody, regardless of which side they're on, will try to make a private member's motion, and they will sit and even look at it to see, well, there is some merit to this makes some sense, let us debate it. Strictly along party lines, yes, and everybody said no. I have long been convinced that sittings of parliament is not about solving problems and finding solutions to our issues. It's about politics. Purely about politics and grandstanding. So I don't want you to say you would do this and you would suggest that. So no, we need to change our approach to governance. Now, having said this, I see where a road in Manchester was recently named after Desmond Mackenzie, MP Desmond Mackenzie. And it said, almost 2 years after Guava Walk Road was rehabilitated at a cost of $5 million in the northwestern Manchester farming community of Somerset, it has been renamed Desmond Mackenzie Close in honor of the country's Minister of Government. What? So, is this the only... What? Why? Was it the minister's money that was used to rehabilitate this road? Or I don't get it. Does he have a connection in the community? What is the protocol for naming things after parliament, after politicians and parliamentarians? This is just ridiculous. I cannot understand why a road was named after the minister for primarily doing his job. And the fee money, he never raised the fund, he did his own, he did the job. The job he's employed to do. No, I am not a lawyer by any stretch of anybody's imagination. Far, very far from it. But I have an interest in the laws that operates in our country. And I see where the Privy Council just did a piece on that. The Privy Council, just the UK Privy Council, by the way, has ruled that the anti-money laundering regime for attorneys is constitutional. Now, as I said, I can't delve into what is right or wrong about this because I'm not a lawyer. I'll leave this for the legal minds. However, something struck me. It said in the judgment handed down Thursday, the Privy Council said it had concluded that the regime does not contravene constitutional rights and so will humbly advise His Majesty that the appeal should be allowed and the decision of the Constitutional Court of Jamaica upholding the relevant legislation should be restored. Now, why does that strike me? It says, we will humbly advise His Majesty. So the king, the monarchy, still make final decisions for us. And my videos I argued about our failure or unwillingness to accept the Caribbean Court of Justice, right? You know, Bakra, and get the ruling, or they will tell him that this is the ruling you must make. It just boggles my mind. Anyway, many things are boggling my mind. And one of them is that the authorities in Panama have extradited a 31-year-old Jamaican man to the United States, where he will face charges of defrauding several senior citizens of millions of dollars in a lottery scam. This thing continues to be a stain on our country. The people that want to get scammed out, who did enter any lottery? How people are telling us win things when they never enter and so gullible? Well, I think they prey on the older folks too, and which is not something I can never agree with. And they all need to go face their time in jail. The police reported that Adrian Lawrence, also known as Mastermind, was detained in Panama City in January and extradited to the US earlier this week at the request of US authorities. According to the attorney for the Eastern District of New York, Lawrence and his co-conspirators defrauded dozens of elderly folks, elderly victims of collecting more than US $5 million by willfully misleading them to believe they had won a sweepstake and need to pay fees to release their winnings. Is this been on the news? This trick has been, why are people still being caught by this? Why are people still being caught? And the long arm of the law is going to come for all of you behind these things. So watch yourself. As previously reported from previous week, teachers have said no to pay packages offered by the government. And I mentioned that before and I won't go into detail, but I read a tweet that I found rather interesting. The tweet says, teachers rejected the offer because when compared to nurses, the top tier teachers would receive the salary of the lowest tier nurses. A school nurse would receive more than the principal. Make that sink in. A school nurse would receive more than the principal. Teachers are the backbone, vital. Every profession had to have teachers. And if this is true, it's gut-wrenching. So, and the issues continue. You know what I'm saying? So, I see where there was some weed being smoked at a certain place, and the scent of weed. No place than the Supreme Court in downtown Kingston. This scent was overpowering the Supreme Court building that the Chief Justice, Byron Sykes, had to question how prisoners in the court holding era got access to igniters, which he said could provide an opening for the accused to torch light the fire, burn down the building. He said, we have to look into this. As far as I know, people don't snap their fingers and the ganja bursts into flames. It means somebody down there has access to a naked light, flame, lighter, or matches. I don't think it's Flintstones they are rubbing down there and hope that it sparks, which really means that the stage is now set for somebody to set fire down there. The Chief Justice said prior to resuming the afternoon's portion of his summation in the infamous Klansman gang trial at the court in downtown Kingston. Interesting. Now, Chief Justice, wake up. If they have access to almost every and anything in the prison system, cell phones, social media account, you name it, they have access to it. Why would anything that they have really surprise you? Doesn't surprise me in the least bit. And following on from that, the police are reporting a 31% decline in all major crimes since the start of the year, with murders down by 34% over the corresponding period of 2022. Bravo. Well done. But guess what? Did they have a SOE during this period of time? I am not sure. I have to go back and check to see if there was an SOE or how many SOEs they had during this period of time where they are reporting a decrease or decline in major crimes. SOE? I don't know. And speaking of decline in crime, that brings me back to the subject of police. I see where INDECOM, the Independent Commission of Investigation, has reiterated its call for the JCF to introduce the use of body-worn cameras to ensure transparency and accountability, especially in relation to police shooting and excessive use of force. I couldn't agree with them anymore. It should be used in all police activities. So the policeman said, so I'll go on, brother, buy me a drink now. Or maybe it would force them to stop doing that if they know they had body cameras. But hey, hopefully one day we'll get there where it becomes the norm and all officers will use this. So we'll know what happens during the course of their duties. And some money matters, not stealing or fraud, but I don't know how you look at it. The US dollar on Friday, February 10, ended traded at Jamaican 155.05, down by 8 cents, according to the Bank of Jamaica Daily Exchange Trading Summary. It's going from 2 to 1. I really don't know where this is going to end or how is this going to end, but cannot be pretty. On a side note, I see a retired Anglican Bishop of Kingston, the Right Reverend Robert Thompson, died on Friday at the Northern Memorial Hospital in Kingston after a long battle with cancer. He was 74 years old. I've listened to him a few times and I actually liked his sermons, as strange as that might seem. He made a lot of sense to me, practical in the things he spoke about. Also, attorney at law and former legislator Delano Franklin also passed away. He's a former Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade between 2002 to 2007 when he served as a PNP senator. May the ancestors find them worthy as they transition, or during their transition. Now, on the matter of sports. As you know, as I mentioned before, the Western is tour of Zimbabwe. And the Western is really disappointed to have to settle for a draw against Zimbabwe in the first of the 2-match series. However, our openers had a game to remember. Skipper Craig Brathwaite and his rookie opening partner, Tagnarayan Chandapal, the son of the legendary Shiv Narayan, Chandapal, smashed hundreds in the first innings of the Rayleigh Test and were on a record-breaking spree. Brathwaite, who smashed 182 runs, and Chandapal, who converted his maiden Test ton into a double hundred, not only broke the record for highest opening stand for West Indies, but also achieved a unique and rare feat during their marathon stand. Brathwaite and Chandapal, who stitched a 3:36-run opening stand, breaking the 33 years old record held by Gordon Grillage and Desmond Haynes due to rain, managed to bat on all 5 days of the test match. Hence, Brathwaite Chandapal became the first player to do so in the history of Test cricket, which is more than 145 years. Bravo, 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 well done. Now let's convert these performances into victories. All the best to the team going forward. Now continuing on sports, 2 national track and field records were broken, I think, on this weekend. Lamara Distin improved on her national women's indoor high jump record, while Nevaski Anderson broke the men's 800-meter record at the NWCA indoor meets in the US, as I said yesterday. Distin of Texas A&M University, who also holds the outdoor mark, jumped 1.97 meters to win the event at the Tiger Paw Invitational at Clemson University. She eclipsed the 1.94 mark she set last month at the New Mexico Collegiate Classic held at the Albuquerque Convention Center. Anderson of Mississippi State University ran 1:46.58 seconds to win the 800 meter at the Music City Challenge hosted by Vanderbilt University to beat the 27-year-old time of 1:46.70 seconds set by Alex Morgan in Indianapolis in 1996. Congratulations to both of them. I see we're nearly 500,000 Jamaican dollars was up for grabs across 6 events at yesterday's staging of the Milo Western Relays at G.C. Foster Sports College in St. Catherine. Congrats to all the victors. I hope the money will be well spent. Now, on the subject of, I can't talk about sports and not talk about the Premier League. The English Premier League, that is. So, Arsenal continues to sit on top of the league with little over half the season gone. Manchester City, the defending champions, are still in pursuit of them, along with the other Manchester team, Manchester United, while the fortunes of my beloved Chelsea is kind of stabilizing, I would say. We haven't been able to manage a win, but we still haven't lost in the last 4 games, and we're still at 9th, I think, in the table. So let's go. See, it's still anybody's race, and we see how it ends. Now, on entertainment, I must say congratulations to Kabaka Pyramid on winning the 2023 Grammy Awards for Best Reggae Album with his album titled The Calling. Also, retired Jamaican track and field legend Sir Usain Bolt is celebrating success in another field, and this time it's the field of music. The sprint legend turned music producer Usain Bolt was in the mood of gratitude on Saturday after receiving a Billboard plaque for his Country Youth album, which peaked at number 6 on the Billboard Reggae charts in 2021. Go on, boss. Chulan, they will say, can't stop you. You're always going to find something to deal with and come up on top. Respect and honor. Blessings. And continuing along the entertainment lines, I see the reggae artist Queen Ifrica is calling on Member of Parliament Juliet Onis to spearhead effort to rally Jamaicans against gender-based violence. She made the call on Thursday while speaking with reporters outside the Supreme Court, where she appeared in support of Sophia Lugg, the mother of missing social media influencer Donna Lee Donaldson. Take a look.
You see me, I say, babes? I go alright, man. I just one of them things there, you see me? It's wicked and terrible and ugly and Andrew Holness. And Juliet. You have youth in a Juliet. You see me, I say? Step from back of Andrew, man. And come on the front line, come see mothers like them here, man. You see what I say? And come feel where them a feel in our country where them love. You see what I say? How no comfortable, so. Oh, it's so nice for Uno. For every day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Be a girl that come up rape and dead and the whole of Uno good and alright. And some of Uno Jamaican woman too. We sit down up in a uptown in a echelons of society. And I look at the new talk about it now, come up there. One Jamaica, you know, we can walk come any uptown community. We can walk go anywhere in Jamaica. Our ancestors them used to walk through the hills them from St. Thomas go Montego Bay. So we can walk go anywhere. What you say? We want to walk come on the gate, come turn up and ball and make us see how belly pain really feel. I want to see some woman uptown will have powers to come and use up the social media space and talk on behalf of mothers like them here.
Yeah,
and stop calling them poor people and not your business that. You see what I say? Look, this look like a somebody where grow a youth for she come dead for a man use. And you see a dirty man in a Jamaica we just want to see girl because them sexy and look good. I want to feel like so they just can have sex with them and do as you like with them. And the moment them probably just say them want them rights, want to feel like so you can kill them and just walk off with it. I just choose Jamaican woman asleep, you know. I remember saying none of them are never no fool, you know. You see what I say? So I want every mother, you know, for just know saying our time for protect with pitney them, you know, and make them stop call with slut and whore and dirty woman, you know. You understand what I say? Because we, the slut and the whore, them we all want to push out, you know. You see what I say? I'm disappointed in a Jamaican man, and I see you not deal with woman like you never love woman, you know. I mean, I see no man stand up for Jamaican woman, you know.
On another matter, I see where the inaugural staging of the Island Music Conference officially began yesterday at the Courtney Auditorium in New Kingston, sometime in the course of last week. The 5-day music conference is in commemoration with Reggae Month, themed Cali culture, and we'll see music professionals sharing their experiences and forging alliances. The event will also be moderated by YouTube executives and a diversified list of content creators who will impart knowledge via a series of panel discussions with keynote various speakers. Good effort. I wish I could have attended to get some tips and some advice. Here, on a good note, something very heartwarming, something that touched my spirit and made me smile and go, yeah, well done, I like this. It was reported that during the course of the week, students at Excelsior High School celebrated an Afro Day in recognition of Black History Month. Hosted by the executive body of the Student Council, students, prefects, and prefects showed off their natural froze in full support. I love that. It's full time. We appreciate who we are and what we look like in our natural state, and I must applaud the students for that. Now let's take a look at the video as an outro to see this. What is it that has really warmed my soul? Now, I am not sure I covered everything. Some things I might have missed. But you can always tell me in the comment section what I missed. Now, as usual, I want to thank you for your time, for your support. And if you haven't subscribed as yet, I implore you to do so. Subscribe. Make sure you like the video and share it with your friends. Now, until next week, when we have another episode, I want to wish you all the blessings of the universe. I want to wish you all the best of health, all the best of luck, and the best in everything you do. As always, it's one love, and keep safe. Thank you.